Okay, so this is just a test ground, not integrated into my main app yet. But let's take a look what we got here. So we import our necessary dependencies, make a little struct of our own here. Here's the class just for the visual part, which shows up here. This is all pretty basic. Set the URL. Set a thing to collect icons. This just sets up the view, which we'll see over here later. And really all it's doing is calling this function fetch icon, in which it's going to get icon. And when it's done, on the main thread, it will set an image. Let's see what happens. Click. Okay, so you can see there was a little delay in that showing up, and that's because it has to download that from the internet. It does all that in the background so as not to freeze up. And let's see, but oh, what is this completion handler? Oh, it says show the icon once this function finishes, which is checking if there is data. And you can see it passes off to the completion handler there, but before it does that, it has to run this guy. So here are all the most likely fave icons. Then we just slap the URL, like the host URL on there. We make one of our structs out of there. We set up a dummy so we can find the best one. And then we start an actual URL request. We make sure it's 200, not 404. We run this whole algorithm of checking to see if it's a bigger size, if it fits the Apple OS best, and so on. And before all that can happen, there is this function, which masquerades the app as basic mobile Safari, and then grabs that HTML, and it breaks up just the head part. That's all that's doing. It parses it into XML because Swift can't handle proper HTML, and then this view controller actually has some parser functions as the delegate here, so that's when the parsing function takes in. Make sure it is a link, make sure it is this kind, make sure it can be a proper URL, and then it gets the size and makes an icon that we can test to see if it actually exists on the server. And there's a little extra stuff there and a little extra stuff there. Wow, so 300 lines to get a fave icon. Cool.